to legendary success isn't your natural ability. It's not whether you have the right product. It's not whether you're in the right field. It's not whether you've had a blessed background. It's not whether you have the right IQ. I want you to really think about and deconstruct and play with, maybe later tonight in your journal. I want you to deconstruct this idea of confidence. And it seems like a very simple word, but just think about it in your own life. When you have confidence, or we could even call it fire, when you have that fire within you, that confidence, that interior bravery, you almost have this power to do whatever it takes to get your brave vision done. You see, in this world, it's not about, in many ways, your strategy in your business or your ability in your life. It's about this thing called confidence. And we have all had these times in our lives when we are full of confidence. And what other people see as a problem, we simply do see as an opportunity. Other people see it as a stumbling block or a wall, and we see it as a stepping stone or this solution. And so confidence is something that you really want to wire in. Confidence is something you really want to develop. Confidence is a practice. Confidence is a muscle. And like any muscle, the more you focus on it and practice it and train it, the stronger your confidence is going to grow. And I just have to say it again. When you are at a place in your life when there is an ongoing, steady stream of confidence moving through your mindset, moving through your heart set, you do the heroic in your business and you achieve the remarkable in your life. Where other people are seeing a failure or a setback or even a little problem, you want to look for the gold. You want to train your brain so you have a dominant belief. It just becomes automatic because you've practiced it so much, where when someone says there's a problem or there's a wall or there's a failure, you literally see the alchemy to turn the lead into gold. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe you're going through an illness. Like, you want to practice seeing the setback or the dark time as fuel to leverage your growth. And that's why I say flow with the seasons. A life beautifully lived is a series of seasons. A legendary producer is not always at the top of the mountain. And so stop resisting. I encourage you, stop resisting the natural flow of epic performance. Stop resisting the natural seasons of life. See? And so what happens is when you stop struggling and you learn, again, it's a muscle, but you just learn to relax with life. And you simply understand part of living a legendary business life and part of living a rare air personal life means you're going to have seasons of so-called success in society, and you're going to have seasons where you're confused, seasons where you feel heartbroken, seasons where you feel depleted, seasons where you are struggling. And the more you learn to relax into every season, the more you will generate this internal power, which I call confidence. The third method that change makers use to generate great levels of confidence, they bulletproof their TBTF, tight bubble of total focus. You can be distracted, you can do iconic work, you just don't get to do both. And so the most productive people on the planet and the people with the greatest impact in the world, they all have this metaphorical tight bubble of total focus that they build around their mindsets, their heart sets, and their work routines. And so to generate massive amounts of confidence, you almost have to bulletproof yourself so nothing toxic, nothing distracting, no interruptions can get in. So again, one way to really generate great confidence is to build this tight bubble of total focus around you. And another way to do that is to clean out the toxicity in your life, stop watching news, start reading great autobiographies so you understand, you will have your Robin Island moment or season or year or maybe even a decade. I mean, Nelson Mandela, I was fortunate enough to be in his prison cell last month. And I learned he was on Robben Island for 18 years. His total period of confinement was 27 years. And again, he could have seen that as failure. He used it as fuel. And if you look at the mass of humanity, they really train their brains to focus on problems, right? They hit a wall and they just, because of their belief system, they don't know it because most people are not really that aware of their belief systems. So they blame it on the world. They blame it on the supplier. They blame it on the teammate. They blame it on their husband or wife. They blame it on their childhood versus understanding our daily performance reflects our deepest beliefs. And so if you are experiencing some kind of setback, whether it's large or tiny, you want to train your brain to see the treasure within the lead. So seek perspective is really the first insight I want you to offer. Perspective. Has anyone died here? How could this be worse? What are my blessings? What's good here? What am I grateful for? Perspective is a really important thing to be playing with as you're navigating a challenging time. Way to navigate hard times is to really gather perspective, to really ask yourself, to go up to your mountaintop and then look across and really get a sense of the truth of what's going on. Your gratitude, what you're grateful for, how could this be worse? Perspective also involves remembering the shortness of life. We live on a tiny planet in a large galaxy with trillions of other planets. Are our problems really that big? That's perspective. Change makers generate great confidence. You want to recode your mindset to fight and then beat and then transcend your brain's natural negativity bias. And how do you do that? You simply focus on where you are winning. Rather than saying what needs to improve, you can ask yourself this great question and journal about it. You can do a 30-day journaling challenge where you start to ask yourself, where am I winning in my life? And you do that every day. You start to rewire your neurobiology and your interior psychology. You can ask yourself before you go to sleep every night. I call this the nightly 3. It's one of the rituals I teach at my events like the Titan Summit. And every night before you go to sleep, you can do this while you're laying in bed, just mentally, or you can write it down. You can keep your journal by your bedside table. It's a ritual you can install. Ask yourself, what are 3 good things that happened to me today? And wherever possible, let's say you do a nature walk, let's say you're commuting home from the office, you start to build these rituals where you train your brain, because the brain is a muscle. And you start to ask yourself, where am I winning? What was good today? What am I grateful for in my life? Here's another great question. How could this be worse? Think about how many times, even in a single day, you compare your success to competition. You compare your life to what it looks like your neighbors have. You compare where you are on the journey of your life to what society says other people are living and what the majority defines success as. And I'm encouraging you, when you stay in your lane, there is no competition. And one of the great recipes for a life lived unhappily is to spend your best hours of your best days comparing yourself. Oh, this person has a nicer car. Oh, this person has a nicer family. Oh, this person has a beautiful home. They must have it all together. Well, here's the reality. Almost every single one of us alive today, we're struggling. We're struggling with something. We're struggling with a job issue, a financial issue, a health issue, a relationship issue, a spiritual issue. All these people that you see on the street that are wearing happy faces designed to suggest they have massive confidence, they're just like all of us. We're all just trying to figure it out. We all have something we want to work on in our lives. There's all some weakness we can pivot on and make better. That's the human journey. And so my encouragement to you here today on this podcast, where I share from my heart as much passion and love and wisdom and leadership insight as I can bring on for you. Stop comparing your life, because you know what? Everyone has something that they're working on. And the people you think, I've worked with billionaires, and I get an inside private glimpse of how they live every single day, of their psychology, of their emotionality, of the struggles that they have within their family. Many of them are self-medicating themselves. You think they have a beautiful life, they are struggling with just getting through the day. And it is such an illusion that so many of the people that we think have everything, many of them have nothing. And so please stop comparing your income, your car, your social status, your house, your family life, whatever it is, your business with other businesses in your field with others. Stay in your own lane, run your own race.